Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've been looking at these chainsaws, alright? You remember the first one I reviewed a couple weeks ago? Was kind of small. This one has a little bit more power and is a little bigger. This is the KIMO Cordless 6-inch mini chainsaw. Alright everybody, welcome back. So now I picked up this one here. You guys might remember a couple weeks ago I reviewed this little guy here, this FEZD. And you see how small that is in comparison. So I picked up this one here for making something a little bit bigger. A little easier to cut larger things with. And I have found so far that having the size on there is definitely going to be a plus for what I want to do. Again, I'm using this more for trimming stuff up around here, cutting down firewood to make kindling for videos. You know, I cut it down ahead of time so I have tons of kindling for videos. And if I have a big long piece of firewood, I can cut it into 4 pieces, make a bunch of kindling wood with batoning it later or whatever. So it's a little bit easier for me to do. So that's kind of what I'm using it for. However, I could see something like this being handy for, say, going somewhere where you plan on building a shelter. It's all fine and great to build with primitive tools and axes and hand saws and all that, but this will make your job a whole lot quicker and easier. So, why did I pick this one? Well, it seems to have the highest chain speed out of all the ones I've seen. This is 13.2 feet per second. One of the biggest determining factors in chainsaw performance is its chain speed. The faster the chain speed, the faster it cuts. With 13.2 feet per second, you can cut a branch in just a few seconds, and it makes a big difference, shortening your workload. Another neat feature of this is it's got tool-free chain tensioning. If you don't want to drag your chain tensioner and all the other tools out with you, or if you're new and don't understand any of that stuff, you do it right here, this piece right here, and there is no battery on this, so it's safe to hold here. You can loosen it or tighten it via that. Now I have it on there pretty good, I don't want to mess with it, but that's how you do it. You just turn that to loosen it, and you can move it back and forth until your chain is about that slack. Make sure you get that in the camera so you can see. You want about that much slack on it. You don't want it pulled there really, really tight where you can't even do anything with it. Just a little bit of slack on it's really good. And when you use it the first time, it will loosen up. Now I have oiled this and I have used it before and cleaned it up. But when you use it the first time, you will have to retighten that a little bit. Loosen it up, pull it forward, tighten it back down again. So you don't have to lug tools around, none of that hassle. And if you're kind of new to chainsaws, please remove the battery before working on it. But it does make the job a whole lot easier. Now, as for the battery, you can get extras of these pretty cheap. It does come with one battery and a charger. The charger we'll get into in a second. It's pretty amazing. This is a 20-volt, 2,000 milliamp hour lithium battery, but it only takes 1.5 hours to fully charge, and I did test that out because I did kill it once. So you can use this for continuous working for around 30 minutes, and that's enough time to, as they say, make about 40 cuts in branches or around a 3-inch diameter cut. So it doesn't seem like a ton of time, but you know what you're using this for is going to be intermittent type work. This is not going to be something you're going to go out there and you know, cut down a redwood with. This is obviously a little smaller, more intermittent work. So this does have a built-in lock to keep it from engaging, and that's something the other thing didn't have. It also has a safety bar across the top here that the other one didn't have. Up top here, you know, if I were to slip while this thing's running and hit my hand here, not good. So up top here we have that little bit of a protector that you can move up or down like that, you know, as you're doing it. It also keeps the stuff from flying back in your face. This is your safety switch here. This will not engage until you hit that and then push down. So very convenient to do. You just take the side of your thumb, put it there and push. You know, it's not something that's difficult or hard to reach, and it's not. It doesn't take a lot of effort to push it in. Let me show you the accessories you get. First of all, this is filled with bar oil. They do say to oil this. I have put oil on it. I cleaned it up and then put oil on it again. I cleaned it up for the video. But on top here it says oil every 3 minutes when in use. I found that if you put some oil on it, you go cut a few things you need to cut, you get it done, you bring it in, you can re-oil it. It's not like you have to sit there every 3 minutes and, oh, let me do that, let me do that. You know, it's not a pain in the neck. It's very simple to use. What I'm using for oil, you can use any oil, and they even tell you that. I just had some of this left over. And this does seem to work very, very well. So I just put a little along the inside here. You know, I lift up the chain and put it in the track. And then a little on the chain itself. And a little down in here where the mechanism is on the motor that actually turns the chain. So a couple of little drops here and there. I just put this in this. This does come with it. You will get your battery. You'll get a charger, and that's that fast charger there. And it comes with the screwdriver, although I haven't seen anything yet that I need to screw anywhere on. So I'm not really sure why. However, I do see that there are screws back here, so maybe that's how this piece comes off, and you can change the chain if you need to. A small chain like that, I just hand sharpen. There's plenty of videos on the internet on how to do that. I may do a video on that myself when it dulls, but so far it's not even close to dulling. You do get a very good instruction manual. Gotta say, it's actually lots of good information in it. Some stuff you wouldn't think of if you've never used a chainsaw before. Watch some videos and read up on it. I don't want to see people getting hurt. You don't want to, you don't want to accidentally put your hand here and go, oh, let's see how this works. Be careful. They can hurt. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it outside, and we're going to chop up some firewood that I already have out there, and we're going to try it out and see just how well it works. It is very muggy and humid outside, so I'm not going to be doing extensive testing. I've already run this through a bunch of wood. It does work very, very well. But I'll show you how it works, and we'll see if we like it. So far, I'm liking it. I'm really liking the way it works. I'm enjoying it, having a little bit more chain there on the end, and the faster chain speed is really handy too. So let's drag it outside and give it a shot. All right, so first thing we're going to do is try out a bigger piece of wood. By no means huge, but we're going to give it a shot and see how we like it. Again, you just depress the safety down. And that's definitely up to the task, though. Just there. There you go. So you see, nice clean cut. It's definitely up to the task. Get a lot of nice sawdust out of this thing. That's for sure. You can definitely make yourself some tinder with it. So yeah, that works pretty well. If it works on that, it's probably going to work on a smaller branch, but we'll try it anyway. Okay. And I am by no means an expert with a chainsaw. Please refer to Wrangle Star if you want to see how to use one correctly. I know a lot of people are like, you're not pushing right, you're not doing this right, and it was jumping. And again, I learned a lot in my time just using this little one. So as you can tell, that seems to work pretty darn good. I'm trying to think. Let's take this piece here. That piece actually broke in the middle. But this is an old piece of, this was actually somebody's gazebo that they didn't want anymore, so they gave it to me to use for a garden. There we go. Kind of hopping around in there. They gave it to me to use for a garden fence. So, obviously, it's definitely up to the task. Definitely does the job. I'm pretty pleased with it so far. Again, this is the second time I've used this. And again, as you can see, we have had a little chain a little bit loose, but not bad. I'd probably just leave it alone. And I just clean it up, give it a little more oil when we get inside, and finish it up. So let's take it back inside, finish up the video, and I'll give you a little more statistics on it, and the price, and the sale they're having on it right now. Alright, back inside. So after a quick little wipe down, really with just some paper towels, and a little bit of oil on the bar and chain, seems to be pretty good. It definitely works faster than my other one. Definitely cut through that wood, no problem. The plywood, a little bit of beam there was kind of old and rotted, and it kind of bounced around in it. But everything else it cut through perfectly. There's the stick out there. So all in all, I think it's going to do its job for me. Again, if you need a larger chainsaw, this isn't your answer. If you need a full-size gas-powered chainsaw, but if you need something to say, maybe use in between using that one, or use for smaller tasks. Or you just like going out in the woods and building shelters, and you don't want to sit there all day in the heat using an axe and or a hand saw. This is really handy and a big time saver. After a storm, this can clear branches fairly easily. I'm going to buy a second battery for it because I do want to have one resting on charge and one using at the same time. I like to have 2 to 4 batteries for electrical appliances that I use often. If I don't use it as much, I'll probably have 2. So I'll probably have 2 for this because I'm not going to be using this every day. And the time that charges, 1.5 hours, that will be enough time to use up the battery in this current one. Now this does come with another safety feature or device, I should say. And that's this cover here, and you'll see it has a 4-inch and a 6-inch. I guess this is just a generic way you cut it to the right size. But when you're done, you can take this and put it right in there, and there you go, and it's covered up. Now I will be storing this with the battery off it, so no one makes any mistakes on it or anything. But I do like the fact it does clean up nicely in there too. I don't know if you can see inside the thing there. You can just take a Q-tip and kind of wipe it out after if it's really, really dusty and dirty. I'm probably not going to be using this for, you know, another couple weeks or so, so I wanted to clean it up before I put it away. But I just really, all you got to do is just oil the chain. Make sure you keep an eye on it. Make sure that you don't push it too hard. I did that with my very first gas-powered chainsaw. I was cutting down a tree and I just kept pushing and pushing, and I ended up dulling the blade. You know, so you definitely want to keep it well oiled. You want to keep it maintained. But all in all, pretty cool item. Now, the dimensions. 14 inches by 6 inches by 4 inches wide. And the item weight is about 3.1 pounds. So that's not a heavy thing. Again, nothing you're going to stick in your bug-out bag and carry out into the woods. But definitely not a super heavyweight item. If you are going out maybe on an off-road vehicle to build a shelter, or you're just going out to the woods to play. You know, maybe you have an ATV and you want to stick that in there in case you have to cut your way through some brush or something. So definitely a cool little item. I'm liking it. The price on them, they are more expensive than the little cheap $30 one I bought previous. $99.99, so $100. However, right now, if you go to the site, you know where the price is on Amazon? Right underneath it is a coupon for $15 off. So you just click that little box, add it to your cart, and then check out, and you'll get the $15 off coupon right there. I'm not sure if in checkout it gives you another option to add that $15 coupon, but you might as well do it when you're adding it to your cart. All in all, I think it's going to be a nice little chainsaw. Seems to be very powerful. Didn't give me a hard time at all. Cut right through that big piece of wood like nothing. And again, I'm going to be using this for trimming as well as possibly emergency use. You know, that would definitely help me out a bit. I am going to order another battery for it too as well. But all in all, I'm pretty impressed with it. So that is the KIMO Cordless 6-inch mini chainsaw. Like I said, they're $100, $99.99. I don't know why they like to do that, but they do. And the site has a $15 off coupon. So if you click that little box underneath the price on Amazon, you'll get $15 off. So it doesn't hurt as much. It's a little bit cheaper, but I do think it's a quality unit. It does feel made better than the other one. You know, there's a little more beefiness to it. The plastic feels thicker. You know, it's a heavier, more durable item. So I'm definitely going to be testing it out. I'll probably sell off the old one to a friend, or who knows. And we'll move on from there and see how we like it. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our links down below. We will have this, of course, as the first link. We'll have our Amazon affiliate store as well. Everything that I review in the channel, as well as other stuff that I find that I think is kind of handy for preppers, I will put in there. Don't forget our freeze-dried wholesaler link. You can click that link. You can save 15% right away just by clicking the link. And then you can shop and pick up anything you could think of for freeze-dried food. They got a ton of stuff. And don't forget my Patriot Supply link down there. That's my personal link. It's preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. This month they have some amazing deals on larger, long-term food storage, so you definitely want to check it out. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.